Hello Wargamers and welcome to another Steel Division Normandy 44 with me, Bubblebox, and today we're going to be having a look at battle group building. In the previous tutorial we had a look at how to play the game, the gameplay, quite a comprehensive tutorial, so you might want to check that one out if you want to get straight in and have a game. But if you want to make up a battle group, this is a tutorial for you if you are fairly new to the game. Now if you are a regular to the channel, again this might not be the video for you, but if you do watch it, please do comment below on anything you feel I might have missed or anything you feel might be of help to any beginners, because we do want to make sure they have a good experience the first few times that they play the game. So you click on battle groups and you can see I've made a few battle groups already. This will be relatively empty if you haven't played the game before, and you're going to be wanting to click on create to create yourself a new battle group. First thing you're going to want to do is give your battle group a name. So I've called ours kind of Bubbles, I don't know, Bubbles Marauders or something. Marauders. And then after you've given your battle group a name, you'll be heading to this screen, which will give the 8 allied nations available in the game and the 8 Axis nations available in the game. Now one I recommend to start on perhaps would be the S12 SS Panzers for the Axis, because this I find is quite a relatively, although it's an armoured division and it's fun to play, it's relatively balanced, a little bit weak perhaps in phase A, but a good one for beginners because it's fun. It's a really fun deck to play, especially in 10v10s. If you're starting out to play, you get all those lovely tanks in phase B and phase C. So should we click on that one? Should we make a... yeah, we'll do that one first. But first, before we go in and build the actual battle group or division or deck, 3 words I'll probably use interchangeably as I do this tutorial. You can see on the left hand side is the logo for that particular division, the logo as it was in real life, or still is in real life if those divisions still exist. And then you've got your requisition points underneath in phase A. For this particular one it's 70, in phase B 115, and in phase C 135. Gives the name of the division and also a little icon telling you the type of division this is. For example, this is an armour division and it will be fairly strong in armour and tanks, but fairly weak in other areas, perhaps in infantry and certainly in aircraft. Then you'll have a little picture of the guy who's in charge of this particular division, and with a little bit of historical background there, and also a little bit of historical background on the role that these divisions played on D-Day. Once you've selected the division that you want to build, you just select and then you'll head in and you'll get this screen. Now this is all the slots that you need to fill for your particular division, although not all of them. You have a certain amount of activation points, so there will be more slots to fill than there are activation points, and so you need to choose which units you want to bring in to your division depending on the number of activation points. And the number of activation points in this particular deck is 36, and that will vary depending on the different types of battle groups that you build. On the left hand side are all the different types of units. So you've got recon units, infantry, tank, support, anti-tank, anti-air, artillery and air units. So if you click, then double click on one of the boxes to start filling. So should we head for infantry first of all? And if you have a look at this screen, on the top left is just the information we've already explained, showing the icon for the logo, the name and the requisition points per phase in the game. Phase A of course will last 10 minutes and you can get all your phase A units out. Phase B will last for 10 minutes and you can get all your phase A and phase B units out, and phase C will last for the rest of the game and you'll be able to get all your phase A and phase B and phase C units out. Now also in the center you can change the or you can actually change between divisions that you've already built if you want. I won't go into that right now. You can change the name of the division on this screen as well, and below that you've got all of the different types of units you can bring into the game. So you've got all the recon units you can bring in, infantry, tank, support, anti-tank, anti-air, artillery and air units. We'll go back to the infantry. Also on the top right shows the number of activation points you have left and then the number of activation points you can have in total. Once you click on a unit, and all the cards that you can have in your deck are on the left hand side here, and they'll have big letter A or B or C. There's no C in here. Let's go into tanks real quick. So you've got A here, you've got B all down here, and you've got C down here. So remember though, you've only got 36 slots you can fill, so you're going to have to be careful as to which types of units you choose. And the types you'll get experience as you make more battle groups, depending on the maps you play, on the types of game. You might want to play like 1v1s and 2v2s. You can have a different kind of battle group than if you play 10v10s and more spammy type games. So if you click on one of the units, first of all, we'll have a look at this. You'll get a nice model of the unit in the middle, and also on the right hand side a set of stats that show you what that unit can do and what weapons it has and what armor it has, and some other information which we'll go over briefly. Now if you want to have a good look or take a screenshot of one of your particular favourite units, on the bottom left you can just click away all of the information, and you can also click away the unit information as well, so you can get a nice screenshot if you've got a particular favourite unit, and you can scroll around using the middle mouse button. Excellent. So I'll bring those back up. So once you do click on the unit, and here we've got the Beth Panzer II-C, it will give you some information on that particular unit. So the first thing we'll do is have a look at the information. First we've got the name of the unit, the Beth Panzer II-C. On the right of that we've got the cost. This is the cost, the number of points it's going to cost to bring this into the game once you start playing the game. Now next to this particular one we've got a star. This means this particular unit is a leader unit. Now if you want to compare one unit to another unit, you can just click, this will be pinned, and you can just click on another unit and it will go next to it, so you can kind of compare the two. In this case the Beth Panzer II-C compared to the Panzer IV-J. So the Beth Panzer II-C has got a star by it. This means it's a command unit, and these are very important in the game, as I explained in the first video, so check that out if you want to know all about command units. But basically they give buffs to all the rest of the units, and they are very important in the game. But if we continue to have a look at the stats for the Beth Panzer II-C, underneath the name you'll give you a lot of information on the types of weapons that this particular unit carries. In this case we've got a cannon, and we've also got a machine gun. It will give you the accuracy of each of the weapons. It will give you the rate of fire of each of the weapons. It will give you the armor piercing value if that weapon can shoot armor piercing, and in yellow it will give you the armor piercing power, and then in black next to it the amount of ammunition for that particular gun, and then the HE or high explosive, the value for the high explosive, and then the amount of ammunition, its range, which is obviously very important when thinking about what's going to happen in the game, and also if it has any area of effect or splash damage as well. Below that you've got strength, stealth, speed and optics. The strength, all vehicles have and aircraft have a strength of 1. So basically you just got to be able to penetrate their armour to destroy that vehicle. However, it's slightly different, for example, for infantry. If we have a look at one of the infantry units, these have, if you look at the strength again, this particular infantry unit has a strength of 4, so it has 4 squad members or units in its squad, so you have to kill all 4 in order to destroy the squad. And the Panzer Grenadiers here actually have a strength of 10. So if we go back to the tanks though, get back up our Beth Panzer II-C. Stealth is how easy it is really for the enemy to see your unit. Obviously if it's a bigger unit it's going to be easier to be seen, and they're going to have to take into consideration things like cover on the map and stuff like that as well. Infantry units generally have much better stealth, and recon units generally have the best stealth values. Speed is self-explanatory, but it's got 2 values. One is the speed off-road and one is the speed on the road, and all your different vehicles and infantry and everything will have different values. Optics is how well you can see the enemy, and that works in tandem with stealth. So you've got to, whether you can see an enemy or they can see you, it's going to depend on the stealth of the particular units involved, and also on the optics of the particular units involved. Obviously this is a big vehicle like a tank with limited vision, it's going to have very low or very poor optics. If it's an infantry division, and especially a reconnaissance vehicle, it's going to have very good optics. Also you'll see the armor value of vehicles in the game, so it's got different values for front, side, rear, and also whether it's enclosed at the top or open at the top will be important, as well as to whether the infantry can throw grenades into the top of your vehicle. And then below that you've just got the icon of the vehicle. So that's pretty much it briefly and simply for the statistics tab, for insofar as beginners need to know. But building your deck, so if you want to take the Beth Panzer II-C, you simply grab it with your left mouse button, grab it up the top and stick it into your long line. Now this is an armour division, so we've got lots of armoured slots to fill. If you have a look at the air, this is quite limited in air with only 3 slots at the top of the screen. So you can bring in as many of the Phase A units as you want. Remember, Phase A lasts for 10 minutes. And then you can bring in some units from Phase B, for example the Beth Panzer IV, and you can stick that in your deck. You can bring some in from Phase C, for example the big Panther Gs if you want Panther Gs, or you want perhaps a commander, you can stick those in your deck as well. So you can just fill in all your slots, go to the different types of units and fill in as many slots up to the 36 activation points that you have available. Apart from that, if we have a look at the actual cards on the left hand side, you can see in yellow at the top will give you also information on its armor piercing value, 65 there, the information on how much it costs. 4 is its best armor, the front armor in terms of the vehicle, the name and the phase in which you can bring out the vehicle. So that's pretty much it. There is one thing I should probably just point out, and that is airborne units. And if we go to one of my airborne decks real quick, where is my British deck? The Red Devils. Yeah, we'll just save that real quick. Okay, so this being the Red Devils, one of the decks that I've already built. And as you can see, I've already filled all my slots in for my Red Devils. But if you have a look at the infantry, if you ever see an airborne deck, you'll also, if I scroll over the card on the left hand side here, it's got wings. And these wings mean that it cannot be surrounded and will not surrender in battle even if it gets surrounded. So that's something important to remember in terms of airborne units. I think that's about it. Oh yes, I think we'll just quickly talk about this star system here. You'll see that some of the units have stars, so they'll either have no star, 1 star, or they'll have 2 stars. For example, this Assault Pioneer group has no stars, and that simply means it's a regular unit. If it has 1 star, it's a veteran unit, and it means it gets little buffs in its statistics. So the accuracy is going to be a bit better. It won't get stressed as easily, stuff like that. And then you'll have elite units, for example these airborne units here, which have 2 stars, which are elite units, and they're going to be very difficult to stress out and are going to have more accuracy, a better fire rate, that sort of thing. And if you add a commander to one of these units, you can actually get them buffed up to 3 stars. So I think that really is about it for the deck building. So I hope you have fun building your decks. It is kind of a little bit of a game within a game, making your decks up. If there are any questions, please do put them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to respond to any questions, especially from the beginners. And if you are a more veteran player, please do put in the comments below anything else you feel I may have missed or may help any beginners in the game. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.